so clear as before the crisis, it's darker, and then investment in education is not so profitable like before the crisis, as before the crisis, okay? Well, then I would be happy if the suicide rates in Spain would increase with the crisis. I would be happy because that means that, well, the economic crisis is affecting, influencing the health of the population, so we should fight to maintain the health budgets and et cetera, etc. But that's not true. Unfortunately, it's not true. So the data are saying, telling us that if you compare the rates of suicide in Spain before the crisis and in 2011, that is the last year we have information on, then for every sex, for every age interval, the rates have decreased, okay? So in absolute number of cases of suicide, in rates for population, so that is what is happening. So the effects of the crisis, of the economic crisis on mortality rates for some causes, for instance, in the case of suicide, are not at all significant, are not at all visible with the data we have, okay? So we can think that, indeed, we have some specific cases of suicide because of the crisis, and we have the names in the media every day, every week, but that is not statistics. That is not what statistics say. And if you want to see reality, you should not abuse of data mining. Okay? And well, if you start with the results you want to have, and then you go back to the model and to the data, you finally get what you want. So you can show how suicidal rates in Spain are increasing because of the crisis. But that is not our point, okay? Our point is we start with hypothesis, data, and then from that we go forward to results, okay? Even more, we have that if you compare the National Health Survey of 2006 and 2011-12, well, the percentage of population that declares that they have bad health now is smaller than before the crisis. In 2006, 25% of adult population of Spain declared that their assessed health, self-assessed health, was fair or bad or very bad. And now 18. And the same with depression and anxiety and other mental problems from 11 to 7. And, well, not with the Goldberg index. But so we don't have so clear effects so far from the economic crisis on health. Why is that? Is that because of the indicators? Because the indicators we have are not valid enough or are not precise enough. Below the indicators, there are really worsening of health of the population, or is it because really the production of health is mainly away from the health sector, from the health system, is in the housing conditions, living conditions, income, poverty, etc. Or it is because of the social networks and the role of the family in Spain and in the southern countries of Europe, that is some kind of safety net, okay? The family net or also the welfare state, okay? Then, what is more visible, no doubt, is the effect of the economic crisis on the health spending, on health budgets, on the cuts in the health sector. That is clear, okay? That is clear in Spain, as you already know, okay? The cuts in budgets since 2010, increasing waiting lists. We don't have so much information about that, but we should think that they are increasing, or the cuts in salaries of health professionals, okay, and co-payments, of course, okay, because health loses priority in the political agenda, okay, and the short-term measures are taking preference over long-term and over intersectoral actions, okay? Because of that, the first programs that were left away were the intersectoral programs, okay? Programs on nutrition, on school education, and so on, okay? Well, as you know, we had cuts in the health budgets in Spain, but the worst is what is going to happen. Because according to the Program of Stability of Spain, just published 1 month ago in the last version, we will have a reduction of the health expenditure, public health expenditure, from 6.3 of the GDP in 2011 to 5.4 of the GDP in a time horizon of 2016. And that is a reduction of about 21%. That is a lot. And it is a lot also because the GDP itself is lowering, okay? It's decreasing. Okay, this is the real risk now, so not what had happened so far, but what is going to happen. Because the first cuts are easier to be made because, well, it's easy to cut some evident inefficiencies in the system, okay? It is easy to reduce the first 10% of the salaries of the professionals. But going on with those reductions are dangerous and is dangerous and is also, well, worrying, okay? And part of those reductions are not endogenous, okay? That is, we don't have a troika here. Maybe it should be a good idea to have, as Juan Cabasés just told me, maybe it's a good idea to have a troika that set the targets for Spain, I don't know, but the fact is that part of our reforms, even though we don't have a troika with black suits in the country, but we have, well, the context here, okay? Well, the Royal Decree 16/2012, or you know it, okay, marks a before and an after, okay, in terms of changing of applying restrictions to the health sector and other sectors too, okay? This is a slide about the impact of the co-payment changes included in the Royal Decree 16/2012 on the prescriptions of drugs in the public, in the national health system, okay? Well, those are monthly data for every autonomous community in Spain. Well, not everything, but not all of them, but it doesn't matter, okay? From January 2003 to March 2013. Okay? Monthly data. Okay? Wow. Do you see something here? It's something evident. Look at, okay? It is not necessary that I put these red lines here, because even without the red lines, we can see in what month the co-payment started to be to operate, okay, to be implemented, okay. So in some autonomous communities, as in Catalonia, where besides the co-payment of the state, there is also a €1 per prescription, okay? Then the effect is this one. In an estimation that we made with Jaume Puig, we have an estimation of an effect of 24% of decreasing in the number of prescriptions in 10 months. 24%, that is a lot. And as a control group, we can see this one. This is the País Vasco, where the co-payment was not applied so far, okay? So, well, the difference is evident. So, we don't need to look at the statistical tables to see if it is significant or not. It is evident that there is a jump, okay, in almost all autonomous communities. So, this is a fact that drives us to a question. So, what is the consequence of those reductions on health? So, who is reducing the use of medicines? And what medicines are being reduced? It's not the same to reduce insulin for a diabetic person that to reduce statins for a person that has cholesterol a little bit high, okay? So, another kind of effects is through the income distribution. So, we started the crisis with a Gini index of income distribution. We are going to finish the crisis with a more concentrated income distribution in this country. According to Eurostat, we are the 4th country out of the 27 countries of the European Union, the 4th in concentration of income, okay? The more concentrated income. After what? After Latvia, Bulgaria, and Portugal. We are the 4th. And before starting the crisis, we were in the middle, okay? We had a Gini coefficient of 31, now we have a Gini coefficient of 34. That compare with Sweden, with Norway, with the northern countries, it is a very, very large gap, okay? They are more or less in the 20s, 22, 23, okay? Then, this brings me to another point, and this is a point I would like to discuss with you. So, in theory, we have a tax system that is in charge of the progressivity of the income distribution through the progressive taxes, okay? And the spending sectors like education or health, they are not responsible for redistributing income. It's not their job, it's not their task, okay? But given that the tax system is getting more and more regressive, that the indirect taxes are the most prominent in the country, and that doesn't depend on us. It depends in part from outside Spain. This is a general problem of the European countries. Then, given that, maybe it's a good idea that the health system is responsible for redistributing income through the spending, through the spending side. Because of that, in my opinion,